You know what I was seeing reported actually just today was that talks between Amari Cooper and the Cowboys are supposed to intensify here coming up. They're going to start yelling numbers at each other, and then
14!
somehow a contract's going to get signed, and everybody's going to be like, how did that happen?
For the Ravens, I got linebacker Matt Judon.
Yep.
Let's look at his stats. Last year, he had 54 tackles, 9.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles. Young player. I believe he's just finishing up his rookie contract. Those are solid numbers.
Well, look at the consistency here. 8 sacks in 2017, 7 in 2018, 9.5 in 2019. The guy's just getting better.
He is.
You know, he's 27. Same age as Shaq Barrett. Our boy got 10.5 sacks more. But, you know, yeah, I like Matt Judon a lot.
Just finished his first full season. That was the only game he's played, or he started
all 16 games that year.
He's become a bona fide starter in the Ravens defense, for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, when you had Terrell, when you were playing behind Terrell Suggs, it was probably pretty tough to be a starter.
Yeah, right.
You know, so Judon's good.
Yeah.
And he just continues that legacy of the Baltimore Ravens having really decent 3-4 edge rushing linebackers,
right.
You know. So, like, that one's not surprising.
No.
If he went to free agency, he'd get so much money.
He
would get so much money. He'd probably get as much as Fowler. He'd probably get a Fowler contract, you know, where he's making $15 million a year.
Yeah.
So that one doesn't surprise me, especially if it's the outside linebacker tag, which is $15 million compared to the defensive end one.
Right.
So that one, honestly, I think is the most likely one we've said so far, is Judon. Just in terms of what's been reported, because I think it's been being reported that it's very likely that he's going to get the tag. So, I mean, the same thing could be said for, you know, an Amari Cooper, or definitely an Eric Armstead. But I know, like, they're almost guaranteed to put the tag on Judon, you know, because that's the only option they have right now.
Atlanta Falcons. Austin Hooper. Said that they probably won't tag him, but he's their most likely candidate.
Yeah.
And Hooper coming off a pretty solid season. He's probably going to be looking for some big money somewhere.
So, during the Combine, the Falcons general manager came out and confirmed it, that the Atlanta Falcons are letting Austin Hooper and linebacker Devontae Campbell test free agency.
Okay.
Which is so stupid of them. I don't mind. Do whatever you want to do, guys. I'm not going to stop you. But Hooper's going to get paid. And it's not going to be by the Falcons. Could you imagine Austin Hooper, if they somehow, by a miracle, brought back Tom Brady and signed Austin Hooper? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Don't even play with it.
You know, so, but regardless of whatever team Hooper goes, he's not.
He's not going.
If they don't tag him, he's gone. You know, he's going to get paid. He's phenomenal. You know, so, yeah, Hooper was interesting, and the Falcons are still willing to let him go. Do whatever you guys want. Hey, we'll take it, you know, right? Yeah.
All right. Next, I got the Browns. I have the Browns franchise tagging linebacker Joe Scobert.
Is it Schobert?
Schubert. However you want to say it.
Yeah.
Last season, 133 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions. Sacks wasn't, great, but it was the 133 tackles that really stood out to me. That is a great number of tackles.
2017, 144.
Last year he had 103, but he missed 3 games.
He would have had over 100.
I think he would have had around the same.
Yeah.
Consistency. He's a solid linebacker. He's making tackles. He's making the plays. I think for his position, he is excelling.
26 years old, yeah?
Yeah.
6'1", 245.
Rookie contract, I imagine.
Yeah.
Gotta lock him up.
Well, I tell you, I think they are letting him walk into free agency, from what I've seen be reported. He's from Milwaukee. Is he from Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
He's from Waukesha, Wisconsin.
And it's funny, because that's interesting because he's from Wisconsin, because one team that's apparently supposed to be, they're supposed to be heavily interested in him this offseason. So Joe Schobert to the Packers is something going to be interesting. But for the Browns...
That's talent walking out the door if they don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've invested so much in the offense, so like they don't have the normal 90 million in cap space they have anymore.
Right.
So they're paying Odell, paying Jarvis Landry, they're paying whoever else that they're trying to pay on that offense to try and make it work. It's not working. It's interesting. So they're gonna lose a guy like Joe Schobert.
He's definitely the most likely, though, right? Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, come on. Yeah, that's what's up. Come on. Yeah. Am I allowed to bring my water bottle? I'm taking a water break.
Take a sip. Take a sip.
We're gonna have to We're gonna have to like censor that. We're gonna have to blur it.
Oh no.
All right, Billy. Who's next?
All right, let's get to the good stuff. Saints. New Orleans Saints.
Oh yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater. What do you think about that?
No way that's happening.
No way.
No way.
We did. If you watched a recent segment of ours, if it releases was one NFL scouting combine, we did sound off about Teddy Bridgewater slightly.
Yeah, slightly. Now, okay. Breeze hasn't signed a contract yet, has he?
No, he's just announced that he's coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
So, however, guys, I'm coming back. Are you playing for free, Drew? Like, what do you mean? You still got to sign a contract. Do you think they would franchise tag Drew Brees? Well, I know. He said he's not playing for anybody else but the Saints. But for goodness sakes, he needs to sign a contract.
He does.
He needs to.
Oh, dang, Tom.
I mean, we could agree that this is probably gonna be Brees last year, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I think he was probably 60-40 in terms of like not retiring this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he probably put way more thought into it than he usually does. You know, I figured that like next year is probably his last year. So you franchise tag and you say, okay, let's go. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
So what else are you gonna do? Bridgewater though, he should have a really interesting market. Especially since the Saints have pretty much just given up on him.
They've basically rolled him out. They basically said Taysom Hill over.
Exactly. That's why I included him.
Successor.
That's why I included him because I had no idea what they want to do with Bridgewater and Taysom Hill.
What is the NFC South? What is it?
I don't know.
Because a guy who has thrown 12 passes is the successor to Drew freaking Brees. What world are we living in? It's weird. So I would say, I guess Breeze, right? Considering like he needs a contract.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh yeah, we're in there. But Bridgewater's market's gonna be interesting. Bridgewater to the Patriots, that's like legit. You know what I mean? That would be pretty legit. I could see that being, especially the way Josh McDaniels does his dink and dunk stuff. That fits Bridgewater perfectly.
I don't want Bridgewater to go to the Patriots because I want Bridgewater to succeed. But I don't want the Patriots to succeed.
He would succeed. It just wouldn't be
on the team I want him to succeed.
Yeah. So I'll say Breeze, but Bridgewater.
No.
But Breeze.
Okay.
I would say Breeze, just because he needs some form of a contract. You know.
Right. All right. Next, I got the Bengals. I have the Bengals re-signing or franchise tagging Nick Vigil. He had 111 tackles last season. 1 sack, not great. 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, also not great. What?
Is AJ Green a free agent?
He is.
Yeah, I don't see them franchise tagging.
Really?
Dude, that would be I think that's a huge mistake for an injury-prone player.
But it's the Bengals.
But he's injury-prone.
But it's the Bengals.
But they're turning a page with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think they want to take.
Here's the thing: they're drafting Joe Burrow. They're starting the entire thing fresh, minus Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is staying.
I disagree. I think they would franchise tag. Sorry, I've been disagreeing with a lot of these. I feel bad, but
you should.
I think that they franchise tag AJ Green. Because you know the reports are out there. Oh, Joe Burrow doesn't want to play for Cincinnati. You got to give your quarterback as many weapons as you can. And a guy like AJ Green, he's injury prone. But when he's on, you got him, you got Tyler Boyd, you got Joe Mixon. What better way to set up a rookie quarterback? John Ross. You got Tyler Eifert. I still think at tight end is still there.
He's gone.
CJ Uzuma. Is he still there?
I don't remember, but Tyler Eifert's a free agent.
You invested a couple of first-round draft picks in the offensive line, Jonah Williams, Billy Price. I'm surprised I know this many Bengals players. But the point is that you want to set up Joe Burrow to succeed immediately, especially since Zach Taylor blew it year one with Andy Dalton. You know, he's going to have questions come up with him right away. And, you know, he's finally going to have a quarterback that he wants in Joe Burrow. You're going to have to give him as much firepower as he can have to succeed. And I think part of that is...
I think A.J. Green is the wrong choice. I think...
Who'd you have else?
I think they'd dive into free agency and get a receiver.
Who are they going to get?
That's the thing. You named all of those offensive weapons that they supposedly can use with Joe Burrow. Like,
right.
How much are they giving up if they're letting A.J. Green go?
I think the upside with Green, because we've seen Green when he's on, and when he's fully healthy and he's ready to go.
But we've also seen A.J. Green not play at all.
Exactly.
Right, and that's a risk.
But it happens like every single season. There's always some injury with A.J. Green that's keeping him out 2, 3, 4, 5 games.
I still think that having an A.J. Green for 10 to 12 games a year is still pretty decent.
I think a franchise tag is too expensive for that. What do you say? 19 million? What do you say for wide receiver?
It's like
15
million.
I think it's too expensive.
So let me ask you this then: what kind of market do you think AJ Green's going to have?
I think he's going to have a limited market.
Because how do you think teams are going to evaluate that? Where they say, "Wow, AJ Green's amazing, but he's hurt."
Yeah.
You know,
all the time. It's not like he was just hurt one season. He's been hurt a lot.
Like, there's going to be a team that takes a risk on that.
There is.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Let's go.
All right.
You didn't even mention Nick Vigil. You didn't mention anything about Nick Vigil.
Whatever. All right, Billy, your turn.
I don't think it matters that much. He's just a linebacker who can tackle.
All right.
He's a linebacker who tackles. That's it.
It's time, boys. The Bucks.
Is it?
The Bucks.
How many teams did you go through?
I didn't go through these because these were all teams that we're not going to franchise tag. Really,
well, I'm interested about them. We don't want to talk about the Giants and Leonard Williams. That's an interesting one.
Okay, well, let's do it then.
Yeah.
Let's just rapid fire through these teams real quick.
Sure.
Giants, Leonard Williams.
I don't think he's earned it. Yeah. You know, because they traded a third-round draft. But they may do it strictly because they traded a third-round draft pick for him.
Yeah.
And that Giants GM is a stubborn boy. And if there's one thing he likes, it's run stoppers. And that's what Leonard Williams is at this point. He's just a big run stopper. So the Giants GM's a weird guy. He invests so much into big run stoppers in a 3-4 defense that it's just disgusting. So I think they would do it just out of pure pride.
Yeah.
Out of I traded for this guy. I'm keeping him no matter what. So it's interesting. So I think they would do it.
Okay. Packers, Brian Bulaga.
I think they would
offensive tackle.
I think they would do that.
Yeah.
He's one of the best left tackles in the league. I think they would do that just to keep him if they can't sign him to a long-term deal. You know, you got to protect Aaron Rodgers, especially considering he's getting on in years, you know.
A little bit.
You got to keep that. So I agree with that one as well.
Vikings, Anthony Harris, safety?
No,
okay.
I don't think so. I think that Harris did play really, really good this year, but I don't think it's worth paying however much it is for the franchise tag. It's probably in the mid-teens in terms of $1 million. So no, I don't think it's worth it. I think they will re-sign him to some form of a long-term deal though, especially given how the safety market is now, how undervalued it's been the past couple of years. You know, Earl Thomas got his money, but if you're not Earl Thomas, you ain't getting that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that Harris now.
Redskins.
I see Brandon Scherff.
Yeah.
I would say yeah, because you got Haskins there.
Yeah.
They're really trying to mend things with Trent Williams as well. They're trying to keep that offensive line strong for Dwayne Haskins. They have to. You got Coach Rivera in there now, Ron Rivera from the Panthers, which is I'm still surprised they fired him.
I
but
am too.
You know, that was a dumb move by them. But I tell you, Brandon Scherff, yeah, that one would make sense because if he goes to free agency, oh my gosh, much like Joe Tunney with the Patriots, teams would just be piling over each other.
Yeah.
to get Brandon Scherf. Do you imagine if the Bucks went out and tried to get him? Be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It'd be great. You swing Cap out to tackle. Perfect. So, yeah. Come on. Yeah!
It took a little bit.
Sorry, I looked away. I'm sorry.
That's going to be awkward on the video. They're just going to see me like this.
It'll just be a
solid
pause.
5 seconds.
Kyle can zoom in on it.
This video is gonna be 3 hours long.
It may be.
I'm having a blast.
All right, the last one. Wait, I think okay. The last one I have before the Bucks is the Panthers. James Bradbury.
That one
Well, I just saw something about that earlier.
That one would have been a possibility. I think it still is actually.
What did I read earlier?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember specifically, but like I think they're gonna let him test free agency.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna get overpaid.
I think
but
that
he's
might have
good.
been what it was.
But he's good. You know, he's good, but he's not $13 to $15 million good.
Yeah.
But like that one is legitimately their most likely guy. New head coach Matt Rule from Baylor. You know, so I don't really know what he values more in terms of offense versus defense. But, you know, Bradbury would make sense because he's a good young corner who's been their top guy for a few years now. But, yeah, no, that one I'm more 50-50 on than anything, I think. Where, like, they could go either way. So, you know, before we do the Bucks one,
yeah.
I have my thoughts on that one. I want to hear some of Kyle's.
How many do you have left?
Just
one.
Just one. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
dude! Let me rapid fire through some of
Because
these.
just on Billy's here, the Bears and Lions and Cardinals and Eagles, no tags because they just a ton of mid-tier guys, really guys not worth paying.
I have 2 whole divisions left.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, rapid fire.
All right, I got Steelers linebacker Bud Dupree.
Yes, that one's gonna happen.
Stats: 49 solo tackles, 11.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the most likely.
I think that one's actually gonna happen.
Chiefs. I had them re-signing defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah.
For getting the franchise tag?
Yeah.
I don't think that one will happen.
You don't think that'll happen?
I think Ogba's right there, 5.5 sacks. You know, I think through his career so far, he's been very limited in terms of like nobody's really given him a full season as a starter. Even Cleveland didn't. It's freaking Cleveland, you know. So like,
well,
former first-round draft pick. That's cool. That's awesome.
They did his first season where he posted his best numbers:
5.5 sacks,
5.5 sacks, and 53 tackles.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I think he'll get definitely like a prove it deal in free agency, kind of like, hey, we're bringing you in. Let's see what you can do. You know, give him like $3 million.
Chargers running back Austin Eckler.
Oh,
I think they're going to go with Eckler over Gordon.
Is Gordon under contract?
They're both entering free agency.
So this is you saying that they're going to put the tag on Eckler over Gordon.
I believe
so.
so.
That's a hot take.
Spicy.
That is a hot take.
I think Gordon's gone.
I agree with you on that. I think that Gordon did not do himself any favors sitting out last year.
Nope.
Like, at all.
Nope. He opened that window for Eckler, and Eckler is like, don't mind if I do. Especially
with how much more versatile Eckler is. Like, he's more of a receiving back than, say, a pure running back. But like what we talked about in a segment before, the scouting combine, that's the way the NFL's going. So I think that that's going to make him more valuable. I agree. You know what? That's a hot take.
Yeah, I like
but I can see that. I don't see a franchise tag. I see like a long-term deal for Eckler, and then them just saying, okay, Melvin Gordon, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm interested now you got me interested in what kind of contract Gordon would get. There's no way he's getting like Le'Veon Bell money. He wanted Le'Veon Bell money, but he ain't getting Le'Veon Bell money.
No.
I would be interested to see if he gets at least $6.5 million per year. Is that crazy?
I don't think so.
Right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Raiders, I had them either cornerback Daryl Worley or safety Carl Joseph.
Neither one. I love Carl Joseph. I want Carl Joseph on the Bucks. I love Carl Joseph. I love Daryl Worley too.
I just think that's their best options, really, as a team.
I think that they're not going to put the franchise tag on anybody. Reason being, because they're going all in on Brady. They're going to want Brady. They're going to throw everything at Brady because John Gruden's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy.
Broncos, safety Justin Simmons.
That one's already happened. I mean,
He got franchise tag?
John Elway admitted at the combine, he just flat out at his presser, what if you can't sign Justin Simmons to a long-term contract? We're franchise tagging him. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Really?
That's what he said.
See, I was not aware of that. I just went through the list. I'm like, he seems the most likely.
Yeah, they said point blank.
Man.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Matt
wait,
Judon and Justin Simmons.
Wait. Sorry, I forgot about this. Chiefs, Emmanuel Ogbah, they already franchise tagged Chris Jones.
Oh, so I'm really wrong.
What are you talking
So
about?
obviously you know that I did not.
Sorry, my brain broke for a minute. Chris Jones already got franchise tagged.
Transition
Titans.
tag?
You had one, you lost one. Then we're back to normal.
No, I also had Matt Judon. You said that was basically a done deal as well.
Yeah.
So
What did you say?
Is that transition tag?
No, just pure franchise tag. Yeah, they just franchise tag.
I know, but you can still use a transition if you're.
but
Is that true? Am I right?
You can use both, yeah.
Okay.
Under the current rules, but if they
Yeah.
change, you can't use
That's
both.
right. Okay.
You can only use one.
Titans, I put Derrick Henry and Jack Conklin. I'm leaning more towards Jack Conklin because I believe they'll sign Derrick Henry to a long-term deal.
I'd be leaning more towards Derrick Henry.
You don't think they'll sign him to a long-term deal this year?
No, and I think that like they're pretty much set in stone with letting Conklin go to free agency. I would actually replace Conklin with Ryan Tannehill.
That's what I was thinking.
I would replace Conklin with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I do not think Tannehill's worth $27 million.
No.
But that playoff run was
It
magical.
was.
And we've seen what quarterbacks who go on magical playoff runs get. They get that money.
Yeah.
Look
Nick
at Nick Foles.
Next for the Texans, I had either cornerback Bradley Roby
That one.
or Carlos Hyde.
Not that one. Bradley Roby. that one's.
Bradley Roby played outstanding. The only reason I put Carlos Hyde there, he had his best season.
And he was on your fantasy team.
No, he wasn't. He was on yours.
But after you traded him to me.
Yeah.
Bradley Roby's the better option. And I would say that one's more likely.
Lamar Miller, gone. More than
you
likely.
think so?
You think they're going to keep Lamar Miller? And
Oh, that's right. He got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he tore his ACL before the season started. I
Who do you
believe.
re-sign? Do you re-sign Lamar Miller? Or do you re-sign Carlos Hyde? You didn't see anything from Lamar Miller.
I think you re-sign Carlos Hyde. Younger.
Yeah.
Lamar Miller's not that old. He just seems old.
He seems like he's been around for like 12 years, but it's only been like, I think 6.
Right. Well, let me do one more before you get to the Bucks, and then I have one more after that.
Okay.
Jaguars. Yannick Ngakoue.
I thought you were going to say the Colts one. Are you saving that one for last?
That one's last.
Okay. Yeah. They need to keep Yannick Ngakoue. He's so good.
He's very good. I don't see who else they would.
He's not going anywhere. Like if they don't franchise tag him and let him go to free agency, then I don't know what the Jaguars are doing as an organization, because that's one of their best draft picks they've had in forever. So I agree with that one.
All right, over to the Bucks.
Bucks. You know who's on the list?
I see him.
It's between two guys.
Yeah.
Jameis and Shaq.
And I see him.
And the Bucks, I mean, it seems pretty, that Bruce Arians wants to bring Shaq back, and Shaq wants to come back.
Yeah.
So we assume that he gets signed.
So let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
You did not choose Jameis Winston.
You chose Jameis over Shaq.
I mean, I figure Shaq isn't even going to really test free agency. He's just going to sign with the
And
Bucks.
it's going to sound crazy.
They still have to pay him.
Right.
They still have to pay them both.
So from what I've seen reported, and from what I've heard, they're going to franchise tag Shaq.
Okay.
And they're going to let James go into free agency.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of been confirmed, too, with Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport and Computer Report and everything.
The Bucks have a future.
And I think that, that makes sense. You've got to keep Shaq.
Yeah.
The guy led the league in sacks. You know what I mean? You have to keep him at all costs. With Jameis...
He led the league in interceptions.
I genuinely don't know if he's going to be back.
He says this every time we come on the show, like I didn't know this.
I genuinely don't know if Jameis is going to be back. I think that that's very much up in the air. And we're going to find out soon what happens with that. Because obviously it's still a possibility. But if they do not franchise tag Jameis Winston and they let him go into free agency, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go to a different team. That's risky by the Bucks. They do whatever they want to do. That's fine. Because there are options out there, and I'd love to talk about that one day with you guys. But I would say Shaq.
Okay.
And I think that they will franchise tag him and then just keep on negotiating a long-term deal. because I don't know if you guys watched Bruce's presser that he gave at the combine. He was calling Jameis Winston an unknown.
Yeah.
And they said, and this is what really got me. After the press conference, they were talking to Andrew Siciliano of the NFL Network. I made a whole video talking about this. And they asked Bruce Arians, you haven't made a decision yet. And Bruce said, no, we've made a decision at the quarterback position. We're just not telling anybody. They said, oh, so you've made up your mind. And they said, yeah. And Bruce said, yeah, we know what we're going to do. And Siciliano said, does Jameis know? And Bruce said, no.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
And people have said to me, why would you fill him in? It's negotiating. That ain't negotiating.
No.
You don't call your potential franchise quarterback an unknown quantity in a press conference and then say later on, oh, we have a plan, but the quarterback doesn't know. What is that?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not an expert here on social situations, but I would figure if you're in a plan, if you're involved in a plan in a positive way, wouldn't you be kind of in the know on what that plan is, right? Or is that a crazy thought there?
That's a crazy thought there.
Thank you. So I think that they are genuinely going to let Jameis test and see what his value is, and I don't think they're going to franchise tag him.
Okay.
No. Got one again.
We should have a counter on the video.
Kyle can do that.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay,
Alright,
never
that's
mind.
fine.
Just count in your head as you see it.
And then finally, I have the Colts last. I have them franchise tagging tackle Anthony Costanzo. Here's the thing. For offensive lineman, it shows 0 stats, so I have no idea how good he was.
He was good. He was actually thinking about retirement this year, but he told him that they're not going to retire, or he's not going to retire.
So they're gonna franchise tag him to keep him there.
Or they'll at least try and negotiate, but that one's pretty likely to franchise tag him. They have so much money, too. You know, they have, what, 90 million in cap space
Plenty
this year?
to sign Jameis.
That's one of the teams that you would think if he goes into free agency, Colts and Jameis are
Kyle said that's going to happen.
you know.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that one will be interesting.
Completely off the wall prediction, yeah.
Who could have possibly guessed?
Hey, no drinking on the show.
We'll be right back with Elevated Sports after this message.
Anyway, that's it. That's
Is that
it.
it?
I think that's it. I think we've gone through every franchise tag, haven't we?
Let us know what you think about our franchise tag tracker. Which ones did you agree with, disagree with? Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. Socials. Check out the pod. We'll see you later.